Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Jillian Wells, and I'm here with some of the organizers from the Seaside Le Mans race. And I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey Ellis, the event director for Seaside Le Mans.
I'm DeWitt Davenport, the founder of the Seaside Le Mans.
I'm Ian Ives. I'm the sanctuary director at Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary.
I'm Jan Agerbeck, one of the owners of Cape Cod Coffee.
And I'm Pamela Agerbeck, one of the owners of Cape Cod Coffee.
Great. So, DeWitt, could you tell me a little bit about the concept of the event and how it was created?
I'd be happy to, Jill. Approximately the year 2000, our management team of the Davenport companies were looking to put together an event where we could take our skill sets, capital, and create a venue that was a little bit different. There's a lot of golf tournaments and fishing tournaments and bike-a-thons and walk-a-thons, and we wanted to try and do something a little bit out of the ordinary and have it fun. I believe you have to have fun in philanthropy. So in order to put together an event, we were fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go karting up at F1 in Boston. And we all came back on a bus. And usually after an event, everyone goes to sleep for 45 minutes. Lets the driver do the work. Everyone was talking about their childhood experiences, and there was something in karting that I really couldn't put my arms around, but it was definitely a point of excitement. And it brought the kid out in all of us adults, which we need to do once in a while. Long and the short of it, we made an arrangement with the folks from F1 to professionally run a race on Main Street in Hyannis on September 15th, 2001. As you recall, on September 11th, our country was attacked. We had one Wednesday, National and American League Baseball was shut down. Then the president came out and said Friday would be a day of mourning. Even though this was a difficult time for everybody, we felt that with the support of the media, we would go forward because we had to bring our community together in this tragic environment that we were dealing with. And we did that. And the first race in downtown Hyannis raised $120,000, and it was all done in red, white, and blue. We had an American flag right over the race course, and obviously the start of the race with the national anthem. There wasn't a dry eye. That propelled us to a level that I never expected to get to, because people came together and realized that we're all here for the same reason, and we love our country. And strong communities make great countries. And so that's how we got started and where we are today.
Great. So who are the beneficiaries from this event, and how do you choose them?
Kelsey.
We have different beneficiaries every year. They rotate. This will be the 17th annual Seaside Le Mans, so we've supported over 45 local organizations, and all the money has to stay here on Cape Cod to support our local community. So we have, in terms of how we choose them, we have a committee of employees of the Davenport companies from all different aspects that work all year round to really narrow down who should be the beneficiaries each year. And as we know, Cape Cod is a thriving nonprofit community, so there's so many great ones to choose from. This year's beneficiaries are the Cape Cod and Islands Major Crisis Relief Fund, Cape Cod Healthcare, the Lower Cape Outreach Council, Special Olympics Massachusetts, and the Mass Audubon Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary. In each of those beneficiaries, we work with them to choose a funding focus area for the Seaside Le Mans funds. And they're also required to match the funds that Seaside Le Mans will generate for them. So we really want this to be a big influx of money for their budget to really make a difference in one really strong program. And we have Ian with us, who's one of the beneficiaries this year, who we're privileged to work with, and they get to come out on race day, meet all of the drivers, all of the participants, all of the spectators, and really help get the word out about their organizations.
So Ian, how would you say being selected as a beneficiary for the 2017 Seaside Le Mans has benefited your organization?
Well, it has a proportionally dramatic impact because we're a relative startup. We're only 10 years old. We're the youngest Mass Audubon sanctuary in the state. So our programs have really exploded in the last 3 or 4 years and a little outpacing our capacity to do them. So we're looking to build our capacity in many different ways to be able to accommodate our constituents. And we're really working across the Cape with individuals. We're trying to get the message out. We're trying to create conservation heroes, and the best way to do that is starting with our children. So we're working in many schools, about 19 schools across the Cape, about 4,300 children, trying to instill them a respect and appreciation for nature. And we do it through all of our sanctuaries that we oversee on the Cape here. So it's going to have a wonderful impact to help us do our school programming at a higher caliber.
That's great to hear. So who takes part in the race itself?
Well, there's everyone from our employees through sponsors, local organizations, the beneficiaries, town members. It's really an all-in effort, and can't say enough about all the people that are involved. The actual drivers in the race are local businesses or individuals that have made a donation to be allowed to drive in the race. So we have we'll have about 20 carts of drivers that are 6 drivers each. So it's about 50 driving sponsors. And the carts it's $10,000 donation to have a full cart of 6 drivers, $5,000 for a half cart, and $2,000 for a single driver. And we pair all those up. They get out on the racetrack that day. We have a practice session for them before, so those that haven't driven in carts that go 50 miles an hour or 3 inches off the ground get a chance to practice. And we have a dinner the night before for all the drivers to get to meet. So it's really a great community event that brings together businesses from all different. We've got building companies, we've got coffee, we've got restaurants, and from off Cape all the way through the outer Cape. So it's really sponsors from all different walks of business and all different aspects of the community.
What would you say is the race is like from the perspective of the driver themselves?
I'm
So-
going to let Jan speak.
Yeah, so
Jan was the first-time driver last
I know, I
year.
raced for the first time last year. That was our first year sponsoring half a cart, and we're sponsoring half a cart again this year. And for us, I mean, we get bombarded with requests for donations and charities, and you want to do them all, but you really got to be selective of what you do and try to figure out what gets the most bang for the buck, and make sure it stays local, because again, we're all about the Cape, which you can get from our name, Cape Cod Coffee. And so for us, it was important to be part of something that really made a big impact. And as you heard from Kelsey and Mr. DeWitt, that's what they're all about. It's all about making a big impact. Because a lot of times you do donations and you get a little bit of money and you can't do a lot, but by getting a bigger check, you can actually do something significant. So that was important for us. And from a driver, it was exciting because you started with that background, and then you do the dinner the night before, and you have all the people that's been there for years. People have been there from day one, and they're excited about it. They know each other, and they start introducing you to the different drivers, and you kind of get that build up the night before. And then the next day, when you actually show up and you go get your outfit, you see the community health center already racing around the track, and again, the same guys from the night before. And so the excitement and then the strategy begins to build, and you do the introductions to each other, because not all of us knew each other. And then we sit down and figure out, what is the strategy for the day? How many laps? What are the signals for people to come in? And you have to make sure you do the timing right for changing, getting fuel. So it becomes, all of a sudden you forget a little bit about why you're really there, and it becomes about the race. But then quickly afterwards, again, you're back to, well, this is why we're here, right? Because of the check. So it's a lot of emotions going through a very short period of time, but it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, not just because of the race, but really because of what it's all about.
It sounds like a lot of fun. How much money would you say this event has raised total in its time?
This will be the 17th annual Seaside Le Mans, and in total, the event has raised more than $5.5 million through sponsorships and matching gifts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, all thanks to the local sponsors, the beneficiaries who provide their match. So it's really all about that full community effort where all of that money comes. And unique among fundraisers, 100% of all sponsor dollars go directly to the Cape Cod Foundation, which then distributes to the beneficiaries, because all the costs are underwritten. So it's really a point to make that, like Jan said, it's really a big impact on each of the sponsor dollars, because 100% is going right there.
Right. Well, that's awesome. So it's my understanding that there's additional events that happen throughout the day, in addition to the race itself. So can you walk me through the timeline of the day?
Sure. If you want to get there at 5 a.m., that's when it gets set up. So as we said, there's a lot of lead up to it with a practice for all the drivers a few weeks before and then the dinner the night before. But that morning, starting at about 5 a.m., there's a big tractor that comes, tractor trailer to unload what we make the track out of. So it's all hay and shrink wrap and things that you would not imagine you could build a racetrack out of. So that starts early in the morning. They get the race all set. We have over 150 volunteers for race day that really make it happen. So they'll build the track. We get a tent set up by the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office donation. The racers will start to show up that day, get their suits, get their waivers signed and all of that stuff. And then we have a race at 9 a.m. with Cape Cod Healthcare, who is the official medical provider for the race, as well as a beneficiary. So we have 12 teams from Cape Cod Healthcare and the media who get out on that track at 9 a.m. and they race for 45 minutes. And so it's a chance for the other drivers to see what their track is like, to get a feeling for the noise and the sounds and the helmets and the suits. And at that point, all of the beneficiaries are setting up, getting ready to go. We have a pedestrian overpass bridge that goes on top of the track, so you can view it from the infield or the outfield. And then at about 11:30, we start with an opening ceremony that really harkens back to the patriotic theme that DeWitt was talking about earlier, and we really pay tribute to our servicemen and women, our first responders, and all those that are there to support the race. We'll have a flyover, a grand marshal, some patriotic songs and entertainment, and then the flag will wave to start the race about right at noon. So it is a 4-hour endurance race. The drivers jump in and out of the carts every 8 to 12 minutes, so they're teams of 6 drivers. And alongside all the racing action, there's also kids' activities. There's food, there's a DJ, there's music, there's all the beneficiary tents to visit. Lots of spectators come to see. The driver tents are all lined up along the track, so you can come in and out of those. And Mashpee Commons is such a great venue for this because it's really a great way to spend the whole day. Yeah. There's the shops and restaurants. You can come in and out over the pedestrian bridge. You can view the race from all different angles.
Right.
And then the race wraps up around 4, and we will declare a winner, and the checkered flag will be waved, and then we have an award ceremony where it's really the most important part of the day, where we deliver the giant checks and the real checks to each of the beneficiaries. And we have all the sponsors on hand to be the ones to really give the money to them, because that's where it's all coming from.
Right.
And we award the trophies for first, second, and third place, as well as a sportsmanship award, because that's why we're all there. And the fastest lap, as well as new this year, we have a Drivers' Cup fundraising challenge. So we've also added a new element allowing the drivers to really get involved in the fundraising. Right. So we'll give out another top award for that. So then we clean up the track. We're gone by 6 or 7 that night, and you'll never know we were there until next year.
So how many participants and sponsors and spectators are you expecting this year? Because it sounds like a pretty popular event.
It is. It's the largest single-day fundraiser on Cape Cod, so a lot of people coming in and out. We'll have about 120 drivers in the endurance race and an additional 60 in the Cape Cod Healthcare race in the morning. And each of those teams also have coaches and spectators and friends and family that come. About 150 volunteers. And then spectators, we have about 10,000 to 15,000 come in and out throughout the day. So, you know, race viewing is available from 9 to 4, so people are coming out all the time. It's really a unique thing to come watch for the whole family.
Right.
So lots of people there that day, lots of energy.
So how would somebody go about donating or volunteering if they decided they wanted to do so?
Elsie?
Sure. We would love all the volunteers and donors we can get. We do still have a few cart sponsorships available, so if you'd like to join Cape Cod Coffee and our other sponsors, there's still cart sponsorships available, and you can find those on seasidelemans.org, has all the information about the race. And volunteers, we always love and need volunteers. Yeah. Everything from selling raffle tickets to building the racetrack is a big one, to monitoring some bouncy houses, all different things you could do. And again, all of that information can be found at our website as well at seasidelemans.org. And the race is on September 9th this year, Mashpee Commons. So please come out and join us, even if you're not a sponsor, you're not a spectator, or you're not a volunteer. We welcome everyone and anyone to come. So we look forward to seeing everyone there.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. It sounds like a really exciting day.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about how to donate or volunteer, again, just visit seasidelemans.org, and that's what's happening.
Thanks, Joe.